Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. I'm back from Vegas and I'm back with the new series called the Artist Series. Today we're going to focus on Pierre Bourne. There's so much good music out, from Migos to Pierre Bourne drop to Gucci drop to, I know I'm forgetting somebody, Larry June drop. A lot of good folks dropped and Her dropped. So we're going to get into a lot of different styles. And if you want to join this series, I'm trying to think where I would put it. I guess just busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. We'll put it there. You're going to get the project file, so don't sweat over like memorizing every little step. And what else do I have to tell you? Let's just have some fun. This is going to be really good. So Pierre Bourne style, I mean, I really appreciate it because it's musical, it's happy sounding, and it's still like hip hop. It's still trappy sounding at the same time. So it's not like it doesn't get too pop-esque. Not saying pop is bad. So Arturia has a bunch of plugins. They kind of just snuck out a little drop, and I what is it called? I added all the effect plugins. I don't know what they're all called though. So like if you see me looking around for a while, it's because I don't know all the names. I do know they have delay, they have compressors, like everything, and they gave me the influencer, I guess, access to it. So thank you, Arturia. I didn't even know, but they're really good for that. And so I just want to let you guys know that, you know, there's new stuff from Arturia. So funny enough, I was going to pick from Arturia's stuff anyway in Analog Lab. Let me see if I added that plugin. Did I add Analog Lab 5? I thought I did. Let's go to more plugins. I thought I added the Analog Lab. Here we go. Let's type in Analog Lab. I thought I did that. Maybe I skipped it by accident. Okay, so let's open this up. So funny enough, I tried to record this video before and I pulled up Analog 4 and the video got crazy with the audio because of my video recording software. So anyway, that was a sign that they had Analog 5 out. So this looks way different. Okay, let's figure out what we got going on. Okay, cool. So under My Banks, they have the Loophole Bank that I was going to pick from before. Shout out to Eli and them. So his sound design is really cool. So I'm just going to go with those sounds. If you want to go with the default sounds, I'm assuming you would hit all instruments. And this is basically like their kind of like mega synth with all the presets in it. This is where you discover new sounds. So let me just hit shuffle. I really love the shuffle mode because I think Arturia listens. Like they're a company that listens to what we actually want. So I'm just going to click. Sometimes you find inspiration in random sounds. This might work. That has like a very, oh yeah, let's use this. All right, let's go to piano roll. So before I forget this sound, I'm going to mark it. And I'm not familiar with this new system. Oh, here it is. Okay, add the little heart just so you don't lose it, okay? So it's called Dystopian Church, I think. Dystopian Church. So we're going to go to piano roll. And we're at let's go to 148 BPM. So I want to go dun, 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 dun. So I'm going to use a 7th chord. I'm going to start off with a major 7. Let's add that in. So the top note is D. Let's pull this up an octave, control up. I'm liking chord stamps because it's a quick little map. But if you don't know what chords you're picking, it's kind of like pointless. Let's add this in. Okay, so let's do this. We have E minor 7 and then A minor, or what would that be? No. We switch this to a major. This is what I'm saying. Like if you don't know what chord to pick. So it's a major 7. So we're going from E minor to major 7. And leaving that gap. Told you. Yeah. The money told you. Okay, so let's add this. And really that's all you need. And where we at? So leave that gap. Now, before I forget, I'm going to go to Scalar real quick to map out the key. And then I'm going to open up Auto Tune or Waves Tune. So we're in A natural minor. Going to go to my vocal. Now, Pierre Bourne's style is very vocal melody based. So we're going to go to, where is it at? Waves Tune. I have so many plugins now that like my screen is different. Okay, so we're going to go to here, switch it to minor, A natural minor, and I'm just going to sing in a melody. Oh, I had a melody and I just forget what it was. I told you. I told you. So I'm just gonna mumble until. Ah man, what was the melody I had? Let me hold you. That's kind of like from his album. So I'm just gonna mumble. We're gonna mumble for now. All aboard on the ship, little baby, get it hip. Yeah, I told you. I can load up the clip, I can load and see it like it's Pro Tools. Yellow diamonds on my wrist, they be pissed cause I can know you. Baby girl, you be steady on my mind, brand new, not the old you. In the house, bored, the tiny brain, let's look, baby, I done told you. In the house, bored, I done went couple times, man, been yeah, I done told you. Drip a couple notes, what you need, got ounces of the weed if you smoke too. In the house, bored, I've been tripping, got the ODG, let me show you. So that kind of melody comes from his album anyway. I forget the exact song, but all aboard on the ship, little baby. I just realized the chords were going through autotune. All aboard on the ship, little baby, get it hip. Yeah, I told you. Don't tell me I recorded my vocals and the thing. Oh my goodness, man. Don't you hate when you do that, by? All aboard on the ship, little baby, get it. Well, now we created a sound. I accidentally recorded the pad into the vocals and through autotune. So that's an interesting sound. All aboard on the ship, little baby, get it hip. Yeah, I told you. I can load up the clip, I can load and see it like it's Pro. Now, luckily, we're not going to listen to my vocals the whole time. And you're going to get the project file, so don't worry about like memorizing stuff. Let's add some drums. We're really done. It's the vocal melody that takes it over the top. Let me just mumble now. I be in the house, bored, little baby, I didn't sit and let me know you. I be in the house, bored, getting when I'm loading up the Pro Tools. I be in the house, bored, no face, little baby, let me show you. I be in the house, bored with a ghost brain tour, I don't know you. Who? I be in the house, bored, got the Rose GG and the Pro Tools. Ooh. I be in the house, bored with a couple GG, let me show you. I be in the house, bored with a couple OG, let me show you. I be in the house, bored, got a couple OG, let me know you. Alright, so I did that because I want like a background melody. I be in the house, bored, little baby. So my computer just adds like a little tiny delay, so I need to fix that by moving this a little to the left. So now I'm just gonna add little background mumbles, so I don't have to add too many. So I'm doing these because I'm filling in the dead space. because a lot of people, they leave all the let me do my thing real quick. Let's put these over here. They add a bunch of instruments, and the instruments take up all the vocal space. So I'm adding vocals so I don't overly add instruments. Okay, so let's. So these are going to be tucked in the back. But it's part of production though. So it's just like underlying stuff. This sound is like perfect for this genre. It's so funny. Let's just take out a little bit of the mud. Now, I don't know all the Arturia plugins I just added, so I'm just trying to remember what the heck I added. Let's add an EQ. And this is in German. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. Okay. Some of that's a high pass filter. Let's take out some 300. That muddy sound. Let's compensate on the, what is this, 10K? Let's do 5K compensation. Oh, this is kind of cool. Hear that distortion? I don't know if that was just the sound on the pad already. All right, I know they have a compressor. Let's do the FET compressor. Is this thing on? Yeah. Tame it a little bit. All right, now I'm moving a little quickly, but I'm doing this because where's the EQ I just grabbed? EQ. Let's just use the high pass filter, cut out the lows. Keep the consistent sound. The reason I'm using this plugin across the chains is because I want a consistent sound. So when I'm using a specific plugin, I like to keep the same feel. Okay, so I cleaned up the low end a little bit. Okay, let's add these drums. So here's where your own bounce comes into play. My voice is still on auto-tune. With a couple out, So for those who heard the album, you know that melody that he did. I think the song is called Couch. Brothers couch, yeah, with a couple thou. Now look at me now, burning on the corner stores, man. With a couple in a couple bags, yeah. Running down my house, yeah, with a couple bags. In my mama house, boo, with a couple with a couple thou, right? So with a couple down in my house, yeah, with a couple down. So I'm gonna mumble. With a couple down, yeah. Don't look at me now. With a couple down, yeah. Now I forgot the exact melody, but it's the song Couch. With a couple down, yeah. Don't look at me now. So So now we're gonna get into the effects. So I know I did all this kind of quickly, but the real key to his sound is post-production. Let's slide this over here. So it seems simple. You're like 2 chords, drums. Yes, because if you didn't know all the other stuff, you would think. Let's add a reverb. So again, Arteria added so much stuff that I don't remember everything. So let's go to reverb intensity and let's just see what this sounds like. So we're gonna let's group all the vocals. And I know I'm moving quickly, but again, you're gonna get the project file, so don't sweat. I'm gonna send the vocals to the reverb. Let's mute the instruments for a second. Wait, hold on, make sure. Let's cut out the low end of the reverb if we can. Let me see if there's. It has modulation. I'm gonna exaggerate this so I can hear it. That has like a wobble effect. I like how just simple this is. It looks clean. Oh, they have a soft clip on the reverb? I've never heard of that before. Oh, duh. Let's put it on wet level. Reverb low. Yeah, this reverb sounds cool. And it looks cool too. Oh, there's more. I don't know what all this. Well, let's do pre-filter, high pass. Let's cut it off at like, let's cut the lows out, maybe 200 hertz and below. So all the other stuff, I'm not gonna mess with. Let's run a compressor. Let's do 1176. Let's unlink the output. I'm glad they put fast and slow, because like if people didn't know the difference, they would turn it up to the right thing and it was slower. I'm glad they wrote that on the thing. I don't know the Arteria like effects yet, so I'm trying to remember. So I'm going to use Isotope's plugin real quick because I'm not familiar with all the names of Arteria stuff yet. I don't know if they have a dynamic EQ or not. It's going to take out some of the voxy tones. Because it's kind of boxy. They have a diode in here too. 4 to 1. Let's do 2 to 1. And I want to try out their Dimension D. Is that a chorusy sound? Oh, we can. Oh, we have a mix level too. Oh, they got this one. Okay, let's go. I love this one because it's retro and it just has that. I just got to figure out how to sync it. I like this plugin because you can turn it off sync mode, so you get this really like random delay going. But I put it on sync mode just so I could understand what's going on. Let's not forget about the original sound. Let's get this 808 rocking. It needs a little more bounce, so we're gonna add like a percussion or a second hi-hat. Switch up this root note. There we go. It needs another bounce element. It needs like a so let's go back to the hi-hats. Right click, go to piano roll. Let's do let's figure out the like this bounce, cool bounce. I just try to use different bounces every time. Still feel like we need like a percussion sound. I feel like maybe the BPM's a little slow. Okay, so I forgot we didn't lock the stretch mode. Now again, I'm taking the melody from an actual song he did, just so I know the cadence. Yeah, 152 feels a little better, maybe 150. Also, gonna take out this kick. I didn't realize the kick was playing at the same time as the 808. So I'm gonna Control G to group those, and then Control X the kick to get rid of it. Let's add some more melodic movement. Now that we know everything's here, let's add the like top line melody, like dun, 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 something like that. And you can repeat yourself. So just adding little finishing touches. This is F major, F-A-C-E, it's F major chord, which is the same chord we played here. So it ends off on the chord in the melody as well. Technically it's F major 9 if you add the G. I feel like with the EQ, I took out a lot of like the perceived depth. This makes it feel like it's further back. Took out the low end. Sometimes taking out that low end takes out the soul. I know they have a pre in here. I'm just clicking on all these plugins. This is not my vocal chain. I'm just trying to try out all these different plugins. So is this pre V? That looks like an EQ, but I have no idea. Could be a preamp. And what is this? I just saw it. Pre-Pre 1973. Yeah, I think these are preamps. So I'm gonna use this just to add like a bitey tone, if I can figure out what I'm doing here. So where's the input gain? Here we go. Wait, is this thing on? I don't hear anything. I'm probably doing this wrong. Either I'm tripping. Let me solo the vocals for a quick second. I feel like my brain hears something, but I can't hear it. I don't know if I did that right. Let's figure out this one. Where's the I don't know if it like gain stages for you or what. I'm assuming it does. Because I don't hear 76 dB of gain. So it must do the gain staging for you, which is pretty dope. Let me turn off the reverb. It's really hard to hear. And then let's just leave the... Like, either I'm going crazy or this thing is not doing what I'm thinking it's doing. So I hear the EQ, but what about the input gain? I don't know. My only guess is that they do the gain staging for you. Is that a little high end? Now I hear the preamp. Maybe it was just recorded so low it wasn't pushing it. Let me do one experiment. I'm going to turn the output down and then turn the actual clip up. Where is the clip? Because I'm trying to hear the tone of this preamp. Hey, there we go. That's the preamp tone. Now, will I push it that hard? No. But I do want some type of edge. So I'm just pushing the input so we can drive. Hear that like zzz. So that's the magic of a preamp. It adds that bite.
With a cup down, yeah. Don't look at me now. We all souls running out, yeah. With a cup down, yeah. We all souls running out, yeah. With a cup down, yeah. With a cup down, we all souls running, yeah. With a cup down, yeah. With a cup down. I was in my mama house, yeah. With a cup down, yeah. Don't look at me now. We all souls running out, yeah. With a cup down, yeah. We all souls running out, yeah. With a cup, I was in my mama house, yeah. With a cup down, yeah. Don't look at me now. We all souls running out, yeah. With a cup down, yeah. We all souls running out, yeah. With a cup down, yeah. With a cup down, yeah. With a cup down,
So I did all that just to hear the tones. Again, that's not my vocal chain. I was just kind of seeing what those plugins were about.
with a cup down, yeah. Don't look at me now. We all souls running out, yeah. With a cup down, yeah. We all souls. I was in my mama house.
Because it's still a little boom, like a boomy tone.
I was in my mama house, yeah. With a cup down, yeah. Don't look at me now.
So my voice is very deep.
With a cup down, yeah. Don't look at me now.
So that boomy tone I have to take out a lot.
Was in my mama house, yeah. With a cup down, yeah. Don't look at me now. We all souls running out, yeah. With a cup down, yeah. We all souls running out, yeah. With a cup down, yeah. With a cup down, yeah. With a cup down, with a cup happy in the house, Lord, got the room, GG and the Pro Tools. I be in the house, Lord, with a cup GG, let me show you. I be in the house, Lord, with a cup GG, let me show you. I be in the house, Lord, with a cup GG, let me show you. I was in my mama house, yeah, with a cup down, yeah. Don't look at me now. We all souls running out, yeah. With a cup.
What you could do is, let's do one more thing just to brighten it up a little bit. Let's take this melodic section, hit Control C. We're going to open up another Analog Lab. And we're going to paste in just so we can emphasize that top line melody so it doesn't get lost. Let's click all instruments, and can we sort via favorites? I'm not sure how to do it. You probably can. Favorite. Save presets. Is that the same thing? Oh, liked. Here we go. So under liked, and let's just paste. Let's go to piano roll. Right click, go to piano roll. Control V to paste, and hit Control L. Turn this up because I can't tell here. All right, that has to be in the right octave. So now we're emphasizing that top line and pulling it out from the other pad sound as well. So it's doubled up. Wait, I think, what pattern are we in? Pattern. Oh, we're on the same one. We don't know. Now for this, I'm going to send it to the reverb, so it has the same texture, and also I'm going to send it potentially to the vocals, so it has that same that delay. So now everything's feeling like the same in a good way. So I'm going to use the vocals as an effect. So I turn up the delay just so that it's more blended in. mess with the flutter. So that's why I said the vocals become an instrument. That's what I love about Pi'erre Bourne's style. So I'm just gonna mess with this delay. They have so many dope things in this. Shout out to Arturia for. So you can modulate the delay time or the dry wet level. So it's like half of like I can blend in the blurriness basically. So it's like a glitch. This is really dope. This is very unique. I thought that was a filter. Trying to figure out how we can muffle the sound. This has such a unique tone. Wow, I'm actually really impressed. I also pulled up the noise. It's gonna take off the high end of this reverb. I love how the vocals just like it just comes in randomly. I'm glad we did it the way we did it. So I'm just messing with this plugin to see what it does. It's called Bus Force. I'm assuming it's for your bus mix bus, and it looks like a compressor saturator. Yeah, it looks like it's for the mix bus, in my opinion. Dry path, compressor path. You can blend these in. These are the wet levels. I'm just gonna mess with the knobs just to get like a blended tone. So I'm running a lot of plugins. Oh, I love this bite on the whole track. Let's pull it so my computer doesn't blow up. Make sure we're recording audio. Good. All right. So that noise you hear is that delay. I like this kind of bitey tone on the whole track. It adds that edge that I like. So I know I'm not saying anything, but I'm using the input trim to kind of pull back on that bitey tone so it doesn't slam the entire track. But I do like that edgy sound. So now I'm blending in the original signal to create like a blend of both compressor, saturator, and the original. All right, I think I muted the compressor. I might be tricking myself here. Okay, here's, oh, this is the solo, mute the compressor or solo. I don't know what I'm doing here. Now here I'm a little bit lost. So I was messing around with the bus force. I like it. It's interesting. You can blend all those paths together. I'll play it without and then with, and then we'll wrap it up. But again, you get these project files for free. So just go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio to get the project files for free. I'm muting my own self. That's why I love new plugins. Shout out to Arteria for these new plugins because they just give you a whole new lens to create through. So thank you, Arteria, for updating the licenses on my thing, even though I had no idea. Shout out to Pierre Bourne for the new album. Shout out to everybody who's getting these project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. Thanks for rocking with me. It's Game from busyworksbeats.com.